morning, guys. So here is another painting. It's really big. And this painting, like I said, I called it Noah's Ark. That was the theme of the painting. One thing I want to say about a lot of my paintings is that they are metaphysical. That means that they go beyond the physical. There are things that you don't see, okay, but intuitively connect maybe intricate or synchronicities and patterns. So one thing that I noticed in the Bible was that they use parables and stories to teach lessons. And not all of the stories may be true, per se, in a sense where they really happened. Like, but more that they were like, you know, a metaphor for something. Or they did really happen, and they still are a metaphor for something. So either or, this is Noah's Ark. And if you can tell, it's a woman with the world in her belly, once again, showing that symbolism. You've got the breast pouring out, and it creating this rainbow in the background. And this whole, and there's water that goes around. This is supposed to symbolize the water cycle, okay? So, this right here is supposed to symbolize the water cycle and how our world kind of correlates and comes together. There's like a bird, like the eagle that is at the top. And it also reminds me of when the bird flew out the top window of Noah's Ark. And that was like a symbol of that there wasn't going to rain any more flood. And that, there was blessings or some sort of reassurance there. So there's that. With this yin and yang, it's still that duality. Right here you see there's a sword. So it's always going to mirror and have this dualism effect. Here we've got the Taurus and the Cancer symbol. And Taurus stands for tradition in family. It's the Hierophant. And then Cancer stands for the nurturing part, the emotional side, the mothering. And so that's where, and it also stands for the moon, which is how the cycle of the water actually works. So that's what a lot of this is here for. You can see some of the symbolism of the bull wearing the gold chain, like when they were in the wilderness of Mount Sinai and they started worshiping that calf. So you see a lot of different symbolism in here. This snake that goes all the way around is actually the Ouroboros, and you see representation here with the fish. I can't get my hands to reach all the way there, but the fish is cutting the ends of the tail of the Ouroboros. So it's like ending that loop or that cycle of tradition. And okay, real quick guys, I forgot to mention right here, if you look down below where the sword's coming straight down, it's like a hidden spot in the feet that is like the grandmother. And she represents kind of like this figure, this motherly figure that's been going on and on for generations and generations. And so this is kind of where that whole tradition and family aspect comes from, and the Noah's Ark concept. Because Noah could only take his family. And his family is what helped him survive that motivation, but it also is what helps the next era, the next world be rebuilt. Okay, and a lot of us forget that that's the mother, okay? That is the mother there that harnesses that power, that